The one thing you need to know about North Korea's missile program is that it seems to be getting more sophisticated. They're making more missiles and firing them off more frequently, launching 20 in just the last year. The latest launch sent 4 projectiles into the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea. A month earlier, they tested a new mid-range missile that can be fueled up more quickly. And 5 months earlier, another test of 3 more mid-range missiles. Why do these latest tests matter? Some analysts say the significance is in the number of missiles they're sending up at the same time. The US and South Korea plan to jointly deploy a new missile defense system, THAAD. It's designed to intercept a North Korean nuclear threat. By sending up multiple projectiles at once, the North Koreans could be looking at whether they have the capability to evade THAAD. And along with more tests, North Korea has issued more threats. Kim Jong-un has pledged he'll soon be ready to test an intercontinental ballistic missile capable of carrying a nuclear-tipped warhead all the way to the US.
CNN. The United States and North Korea are heading for a collision like two accelerating trains with neither side willing to give way. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi told reporters Wednesday. Tensions in East Asia have heightened considerably this week after North Korea's launch of 4 ballistic missiles and the arrival of the controversial Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System (THAAD) in South Korea. China is vehemently opposed to THAAD, which Wang said is currently the biggest issue affecting China-South Korean relations. A report in state news agency Xinhua reported that its deployment could kick off an arms race in the region. More missile shields of one side inevitably bring more nuclear missiles of the opposing side that can break through the missile shield, the article said, suggesting China could accelerate its nuclear program. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi at a press conference in Beijing on March 8. The US and South Korea could ease tensions in the region by suspending annual joint military exercises that antagonize North Korea, in exchange for Pyongyang halting its nuclear program. Wang said. Read MoreHe suggested China's role was to act as an early warning signal to avoid a potentially catastrophic collision on the Korea peninsula. Quote, China's priority now is to flash the red light and to apply brakes on both trains, he said. U.S. North Korea can negotiate. Wang's Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is going to Beijing for talks next week, which are likely to include how to defuse the situation in North Korea. North Korea ballistic missile launch vs. North Korea practicing to strike U.S. bases in Japan. Why Trump should strike a deal with North Korea. Can China help the U.S. deal with North Korea? Missile launch shows program is speeding up. North Korea fires 4 ballistic missiles into Sea of Japan gallery. North Korea's weapons tests. Ewan Graham, director of the International Security Program at Sydney's Lowy Institute, said he was very skeptical of Wang's hopes for brokering a potential deal between North Korea and the U.S. To me, it speaks of a more tactical statement. China's lost the initiative in the Korean peninsula somewhat, not so much due to a proactive U.S. policy to the region, but in the way that North Korea has been throwing its weight around, he said. Graham said the U.S. would be skeptical as to how much control China actually had over North Korea's nuclear ambitions. If China was truly opposed to the nuclear program of North Korea, why wouldn't it have acted in its own faith, rather than linking it to a set of military exercises, he said. China anxious over THAAD. Wang's press conferences was held less than a day after the U.S. military revealed the controversial missile defense system had arrived in South Korea. Pictures released by the United States showed the first pieces of the ballistic missile defense technology being unloaded at Osan Air Base in South Korea Monday night. Just watch at Asian officials react to US THAAD system. Replay more videos. Must watch Asian officials react to US THAAD system. 02-14. The missile defense system is intended to counter North Korean aggression, according to the U.S. military, but China is strongly opposing its deployment. Beijing believes the missile system could be used to spy on their activities, rather than monitoring incoming North Korean missiles. Mark Takola of the Korean Economic Institute of America said, on Wednesday, Wang said South Korea must cease and desist the deployment, which he described